If you feel like you are doing everything right, but the scale just will not budge, I need you to hear this. It's not your fault. All that weight loss advice that you were probably following in your 30s, it's definitely not gonna work now. But don't worry, today I'm breaking down the real reasons why you're not losing weight over 40 and what you can do to start fixing it fast. Hello, gorgeous girl. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Tracy. I am 50 years old and I have been in the fitness and wellness industry for over 25 years now. I know it seems kind of crazy even to me at this point, but there are a few things that I have seen over the last 2.5 decades of doing this that are just really common and what makes you stuck. And the last thing that I want, and I certainly know you don't want, is to feel stuck. So we're gonna fix all of that today. Here's one that I see so many women struggle with, especially if you're over the age of 40. And if you're like me in your 50s, 60s, or beyond, this is a biggie. You are likely stuck in that old 90s diet mentality. Remember SnackWells? Remember fat-free everything? I mean, I used to eat fat-free cookies, fat-free cheese, chemical-laden and sugar-laden everything because I thought, well, if it's low fat, it's gonna be so much better for me, right? Wrong. And here's why this is a big, big problem. That outdated mindset is probably what's wrecking your results right now. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh girl, no, I know I'm supposed to be eating healthy fats and doing all the things, but let me ask you this. Do you really feel comfortable not worrying about low-fat items, not worrying so much about calories and having that old diet mentality? Because one thing I know for sure is that can often be a really hard habit to break. You know, I myself used to be a chronic dieter for over 18 years, and this was before the internet. And I used to get books in the library of like calories and would write down everything that I would eat and would restrict myself. So I know how much of a struggle this can be, but I am also here to tell you, you absolutely can fix it. And here's one of the fastest ways to do it. Instead of focusing on calories or restriction or fat-free things and worrying about things, instead focus on adding in hormone-friendly foods instead. Now, I don't have to tell you that when we have balanced hormones, everything is gonna function better. But here's the other thing. You're likely gonna lose weight because when we have happy hormones, we have a happy body, which often means that you're going to just naturally land at your ideal weight. So a lot of women get really confused when it comes to hormones. So there's 3 main hormones that I wanna talk about today that can really help you, especially when it comes to weight loss. So you might wanna write these down. Insulin is kind of like the clingy bestie that just will not stop texting you. If you eat too many carbs or are snacking all day, your insulin level stays way too active. And what that's gonna do is hold onto fat and just like never let go, like a clingy bestie. So how do we fix it? You wanna balance your meals with a blend of protein, fats, and really healthy carbohydrates so that insulin can just take a chill pill. Now, cortisol is kind of like the drama queen that just loves belly fat. When we're stressed out, which raise your hand if you feel stress, cortisol levels raise and basically tell your body, hold on to fat, specifically in our midsection. And how many of you have experienced that really weird and often overnight menopausal middle, where everything just kind of gets wider and kind of squishy too? How do we fix it? Lower your stress levels, whatever that's gonna look like for you. For me, that looks like walking, taking deep breaths, avoiding too much caffeine, and just making sure that I kind of see the bigger picture in all of it, right? Especially when it comes to work and parenting, it's so easy to get caught up in the muck of it all and just let all of the life kind of take over. But when we just really have a bird's eye view of our life and we focus on gratitude, look up at the sky, look at the trees, it can just kind of bring me right down quickly. And that's a really important thing to do because that's also gonna lower your cortisol levels. And the last hormone that we want to focus on today is leptin. And leptin is kind of like the ghoster that's completely ignoring all your texts. Here's what I mean. Leptin's supposed to tell you, hey, guess what? We've eaten enough, we're full. But after 40, it starts ghosting you a little bit. And it's really hard to decide, am I still hungry or am I bored or am I angry or am I just eating because this food is in front of me? Like I look at my 5-year-old daughter, when she's done, right? Kids still have this really dialed in, this ability to know, like, I'm full, I'm hungry, like, I'm good. Whereas as adults, we lose it because of so many other reasons. But hormones are a huge reason, and leptin is the one that tells our brain, hey, we've had enough now. So how do we fix it? Sleep more. Yeah, you can sleep your way slim, avoid stress, and make sure that you're eating real food. Remember that old diet mentality that we had in the 90s? We were eating so much fake that our bodies just didn't even know what to do. And if you're anything like me, I was starving and so hungry all the time because it was really my body being like, I need real nutrients. Now, another reason why you likely might be struggling if you're over 40 losing weight is that you were stressed out all the time, and that's gonna keep you in fat storage mode. Now, I've talked about this just a little bit, but I wanna dive into this a little bit deeper and really explain to you why this is so crucial. Cortisol is really kind of like the villain. It's going to just do everything that it can to hold on to fat. I mean, how many times have you experienced this? You go on vacation and you're eating really rich food, you're eating ice cream, you're having pastas, you're eating more than you normally would, and then you come home and you're like, my clothes actually are fitting me better. I've experienced that as well, and that's because our cortisol levels just lower and stay balanced. And so it's so much easier for our body to actually release weight. And this is especially important over the age of 40. One really powerful way to fix this is actually how you are moving. What I mean by that is, like, back in the day, I thought the harder a workout, the more fat I'm gonna lose, the better my body's gonna look, the better I'm gonna feel. But I don't have to tell you that over the age of 40, things start changing. So it's really important that you're balancing your HIIT and Tabata workouts, which are two of my personal favorite styles of workouts, especially over the age of 40, along with Pilates, yoga, walking, because we want to have that balance. It's not even that we want to, we absolutely must have that balance in our fitness level, especially over the age of 40. But here's the main thing. That's going to help you to lower your cortisol, keep your hormones happy so that it's easier for you to lose weight, especially over the age of 40. And over the age of 40, stress is just so easy to fall prey to, right? You're working a lot, you've got family obligations, your career, there's just a lot of life going on. And then you might be factoring in aging parents as well. So it's so easy to feel stressed out. I am very aware of my body and very aware of when I start feeling like I'm gonna explode, whether it be my kid is having like a meltdown or work, having a problem, something going on. So it's really, really crucial that we have quick and easy ways to lower our stress level and to just feel better. And one of my secret weapons is the Mood Bite from Gem. It has 3 forms of magnesium, which is really important inside every bite, which helps to support my mood, my stress, and just make me feel generally more relaxed. And you've probably heard me talking about my love for the Gem bites for a while now, but I have to tell you, because they are real food sourced ingredients, it's more bioavailable and better absorbed in our body, which is really important because the last thing that we want is spending our money on things that actually don't work. The Mood Bite has golden chlorella, which helps to promote cellular health, and it's really rich in folate. And it also has lemon balm, which helps to improve cognitive function, focus, memory, and mood. And cacao, which not only is delicious, but it's a natural mood enhancer. I love taking a Mood Bite anytime I feel a little bit stressed out or just feel like I need to just take things down a little bit. It doesn't make me sleepy, but it does make me feel just like kind of chilled out, if that makes sense. And they are so delicious. It kind of tastes like a slightly chocolatey, spiced kind of like banana bread to me. All Gem products are free of synthetic additives, and they're vegan, gluten-free, and contain no soy or animal products. And another thing that I love about Gem is that Gem products are HSA and FSA eligible, so you can invest in your health using pre-tax dollars, which we love. So I'm a huge fan of Gem, and I feel like it's my mission to have all of you try them out because I just love them so much. So I also have a special discount for you. I'll leave it down here in the description box below. If you don't know where the description box is, underneath my head, you'll see the title of today's video. Tap on more, and if you're on mobile, just tap on more again, and you can check out Gem. Now here's one that I am personally constantly working on myself. And I gotta be honest, with a 5-year-old, it's not that easy. But your morning routine might be killing your metabolism, or at least making it a lot harder for you to lose weight. I have a 5-year-old, so when I start my morning, it's like off to the races. Like I have literally no time. I do get in that workout first thing in the morning, and that's like, yay me. But after that, it's like, it's all her for at least the next hour, hour and a half. But if you are starting your day chugging coffee, not a good thing. And it's really going to spike up that cortisol and get those stress hormones going, which, as we know, leads to belly fat. Back in the day when I used to teach Pilates in New York and I had my own studio, I used to start my day on an empty stomach with a venti Starbucks. I'm talking 20 ounces of caffeine without any food for hours. Not only is that gonna spike my cortisol, but that's also gonna probably dehydrate me. And I likely was not drinking equal amounts, if not more, of water. So an easy way to fix this is to start your day hydrating. Drink some water. Bonus points if you add electrolytes to your water, and make sure that you're giving to your body first before you start caffeinating. And I would also suggest eat something before you have any caffeine so that your body at least has some food in your stomach so it's not such a shock to your system. You know, research shows for women over 40 that really want to lose weight, there's one thing that you can do that's completely free, and that's tap on that subscribe button. Okay, I'm kidding, but honestly, if you want to support my channel, it's completely free to do so. Please tap on that subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up if you found it valuable. I make this content for you, so definitely get active in the comments. I love this community of over 300,000 women that we are growing here. So please do let me know that you like my content, because it just helps me to know, like, we're on the right track. All right, let's get back in the video. This is gonna really help you. I know for some of you, it's like, I've been doing it this way forever, but let me ask you, are you happy with your waistline? Is it working for you? Because likely from a hormonal perspective, it's not. If you're over 40 and you're struggling with losing weight, I wanna remind you that we are losing muscle every single year over the age of 40. But contrary to what we're always told, yes, your workouts play a part, but there are other things that also play a part in us losing muscle. Those hormonal shifts, our estrogen dropping, our DHEA, our testosterone getting lower, that can also impact your muscle retention, or specifically your lack of muscle retention. Now, I don't need to tell you a million times, obviously you want to do some kind of strength or resistance training, but what you are eating can also preserve or make you lose muscle mass. Some of you are not going to like this, but I have to tell you the truth because I always do. If you are doing really strict intermittent fasting, this may be contributing to your muscle loss. I know I really probably made a whole bunch of you angry. I'm not telling you to never intermittent fast, but if you are struggling with weight loss and you've been practicing intermittent fasting for a long time, play with it a little bit and maybe do less intense fasting if you love it, or do what I like to do, which is listen to my body. So before having my daughter Lucci, I used to do intermittent fasting a lot. And you know, this I'm talking about like my late 30s into my early 40s. And for some reason, after having her, it was completely impossible and feels horrible for me to do like a strict intermittent fast. So what I do instead is I usually get up, I hydrate first, and when I feel hungry, or maybe I'll have a little something while I'm getting her ready in the morning, and then I'll actually have a full breakfast. But it's a good 2 to almost 3 hours earlier than I used to before having a kid. And this is really important. Number one, I'm older. Maybe it's my body talking to me, but it's also really important that you listen to your body and also recognize, is it working for you or is it not? Things change over 40. So again, the fasting police don't arrest me. If you love it and it's working for you, that's fantastic. But if you're like me and it's like, this just doesn't feel good in my body anymore, switch it up. Also, there has been some research that shows that women cannot fast the way men do. It's just not super supportive of our hormones. So if you're struggling with holding on to excess weight and noticing things changing not in the direction that you want, play with this a little bit. In fact, I just did a video recently that might help you out, so you can check that video out after this one. Oh gosh, this is such a huge one. You are likely struggling with losing weight because you're eating healthy, but the weight won't budge. Now again, this is because of food marketing, especially for those of us in the United States. They don't make it easy for us to know like what's good and what's not good. So if you're having all kinds of juices, acai bowls, oatmeal, and healthy wraps, you might be struggling with excess weight, even though you think those foods are super healthy. A lot of those foods are secretly spiking your insulin levels, and as you know, when our insulin levels are spiking, it's going to be so much more difficult, if not impossible, for you to lose weight. So one easy way to fix this is to swap out those more high sugar, healthy foods for foods that are richer in protein, have a little bit more healthy fat to keep you satisfied, and fiber. I know it's not sexy. I know it might sound a little bit boring, but it's true. Those so-called healthy foods, they are so bad. You know, there's a cafe here in Miami. I'm not going to say the name because, you know, it is like a family business and like go them, but it's crazy how much sugar is in all of their food, and it's really marketed as a healthy restaurant, and like all the girlies in Miami are like in their activewear, and I'm like, that's great because you're like 25, but like this is not really going to be good or sustainable, especially as you start reaching into your 40s. So don't be fooled by sexy marketing. Eat real food that's going to help you, give you protein, keep you full, keep things moving with the fiber, and also will give you all those amazing phytonutrients so that you're also feeding your body on a cellular level. People don't talk about this enough, but if your liver is sluggish, there is no way it's going to be easy for you to lose weight, especially over the age of 40. Now, raise your hand if you enjoy a cocktail from time to time. I do too. We know it's not good for us. We know it's poison, right? But sometimes you want to drink, and that's okay. Obviously, drink responsibly. But also chemicals in our food, in our skincare, in our makeup, in the environment, in our clothing, right? And also couple that with crappy oils. Your liver is working overtime to process all this stuff out. And that's why, especially as we get older, our liver's been working for years, decades. It's like, it's tired. Your liver needs a little nap. Now, to fix this, you need to be a food detective. Ditch those inflammatory oils. They've got healthy sounding names. I'm talking about canola, sunflower oils, and these are in nearly every packaged snack on the shelves. It's really, really difficult. And also, quite honestly, it's really, really annoying because it is so hard, especially here in the US, even at places like Whole Foods, to find snacks or things for like my kid that don't have these inflammatory oils. Now, don't make yourself crazy, but I just do want you to be informed so that you're making best choices when possible. Making sure that you're including lots of dark leafy greens and specifically bitter greens into your diet can really help to support your liver, and teas like milk thistle or dandelion tea can also help to support your liver so that it's functioning more optimally. And obviously, lay off the alcohol. If you are micronutrient deficient, it is going to be so much more difficult for you to lose weight. Did you know that most women over 40 are often low in magnesium, B vitamins, and iodine? And these nutrients are crucial for metabolism and hormone regulation. So it's a big deal if you're deficient in these. So again, to fix this, make sure you're eating high quality whole foods like everything that we've been talking about, but also adding in a bit of iodine, which can come in the form of seaweed, and even making sure that you're having really mineral rich bone broth. You know, I was talking to my weight loss course the other day, and we were talking about the difference between like chicken broth and bone broth. And I was saying, you know, it's real if when you put it in the fridge, it becomes really gelatinous. That's what you're looking for, because that means that it has all those minerals and the collagen from the bones themselves, and that's really going to help support you. And fun fact, when you're having lots of broth, you're going to become more full, which is also going to make it so much easier for you to drop a few pounds. And finally, I have said this one before, but it just bears repeating, because if you are struggling, I just want to remind you, if you are following a one-size-fits-all plan, you are setting yourself up to fail. Because the most important thing when it comes to weight loss, and especially weight loss if you're over 40, is you, your life, your lifestyle. What's happening in your life? What are your needs? What are your wants? What are your tastes? And any plan that's not going to factor that in is really setting you up to fail. It's about working smarter, not stricter. So if you are over the age of 40, I am just here to tell you, absolutely, you can lose weight. It's about making a few really powerful and impactful tweaks in what you're doing that's just gonna really help to move the needle for you. If weight loss is your goal, I do have a free masterclass that's all about losing weight without tracking macros or counting calories. So I'll leave that link below in the description box for you as well. So girl, do not get frustrated. Do not think it's impossible, but yes, let's take action. And I wanna hear from you as always. So definitely let me know in the comment, what was your biggest takeaway from today? You know, watching videos like this is great, but what's really gonna move the needle is action. So let's get into action together. Thanks so much for being here today. And if you wanna keep hanging with me here on YouTube, make sure to check out this video next.